Little did I know I was literally a roommate with the devil himself. How can your brother SA a friend and then you accuse us of lying? And that was when I was like, this girl is demonic. This girl is going to forever be a devil. Like that was the last straw for me. I've had a very interesting life, believe it or not. Okay. I feel like I am living beyond my years. I feel like I'm 50 stuck in a 21-year-old body. But I've had an amazing life. I've had a lot of things done to me. Okay, I have had. But anyways, today I thought I would do a story time about my ex roommate, my very first roommate when I entered uni. So I got into uni when I was like what 17 years old. When I was 17 was when I got admission into my school now. And let me tell you something. I was excited. I was happy, obviously. Like I just got accepted into uni who would not be happy. So she wasn't my first roommate actually. She was my second roommate. I was put in this room with like senior students and they were so mean to me, so freaking mean to me for no reason. I remember my bed was next to the bathroom. Yes, my bed was next to the bathroom. So if somebody used the toilet and they didn't flush, I would be pestering when I was asleep. So I complained to my dad. My dad spoke to the dean, and then the dean had me moved to another room, and that was when I met my roommate. Now, this room that they moved me to was horrible. It was awful. The door was broken, and we were always having rats, lots and lots of rodents into this room. Okay, so like we could not stay there too. Complained to my dad. I mean daddy's girl. Okay, complained to my dad again, and my dad spoke to the dean, and then we got moved. So we didn't get moved. Yeah, my dad spoke to the dean, and he didn't told me and my roommate, my new roommate. He was like, "You guys should just choose a room that you wanna be in. Just choose your own room at this point because we don't know what to do for you." So we were four. One of them went to stay with her friends. The other, I think she left school to go be with her boyfriend off campus. There's only me and this roommate. We'll call her. What should we call her? I don't really have any name in my head for her. Let's call her J. Let's just call her J. J for the alphabet. Let's just call her J. So just meaning me and J. You get. So Jay was like, okay, let's find a room for us, just the two of us. We won't let anyone in. I was new in uni, so like being in a two in one room sounded so good to me. I was like, yes, 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 let's go get a room for just the both of us. So we decided, okay, we're going to get a room for just us, nobody else. Nobody is allowed, no other roommate, just the two of us. And we found this room in school. A very way bigger, like three of this room. My room is not even big right now. Like three. The size, that's what I'm talking about. The size of this room times three. That room was huge, okay? And it was just the both of us. We fixed the room up. We fixed the door, we fixed the windows, we fixed the bathroom, everything. We fixed this room up, spent a lot of money in this room. And I was super excited because I finally had a room that I had no mean roommates and we had no rodent issue. So I was super excited for this. Hmm. Little did I know I was literally a roommate with the devil himself. With the devil himself. Now I know all this sound blissful. Oh my god, just two in one, perfect room, no mean roommates. What changed? Well, for starters, we got close. Obviously, she was my roommate and my only friend, mind you. That time, I wasn't even friends with my own classmates. She wasn't my classmate. She was studying microbiology. I studied law, so we were not classmates. So for starters, we got really, really close. Her mom knew me, my mom knew her. And her mom would come to school and she would bring food for the both of us. I even went to her family house. That's how tight we were, right? And then when our friendship started falling apart slowly was when her cousin came to school. We'll call her cousin David. That's not his name, but let's just call him David. Was when David came to school. So David was a player. It was very, very obvious that David was a player. Okay. He had money, yes, but he gave real F boy energy. He was a real player. And she knew David was a player, you know. And they were both older than me, mind you. I think I was 17 at the time. They were like 2021, both of them. So they were older than me. So when David resumed, David had no friends. And obviously he had his cousin. I'm friends with his cousin. He became friends with me too, obviously. So he would always hang out with Jay and I. Or always, David would always hang out with Jay and I. David gave off pure F boy energy. So I wasn't really, I'm not going to give him the time of day. What the hell? I wasn't really interested in David, you get. But she wanted me to date David so bad. She wanted me to date him so bad. I don't know why. I do not know why she wants him to date this boy so bad. David would always call me fine girl. That was like his nickname for me, fine girl, fine girl. Even saved my number as fine girl. So one day David asked me to stroll with him, just both of us. He didn't want Jay to join us, just me and David. And we strolled in school that day, and David was like, he likes me, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. I didn't feel the same way, but okay. I would like that was being in uni really exposed me to a lot of things. I've never had a guy like tell me to my face that he liked me, you get. So like that was the first time experience for me for a guy to look me in the eye and be like, hey, guess what? I like you. I've never had that experience. Let me go close my let me go close that thing. I've never had that experience. Like I said, I knew he was a player. You are not going to play me at all. So after the strolling and everything, I came back to my room, and Jay was like, "OMG, how was you guys stroll?" And I was like, "Fine." I was like, "Did he tell you anything?" And I was like, "Anything like what?" And she was like, "Did he confess his feelings for you?" I was like, "Oh, so you know what?" I was like, "Yeah, he did." And she was like, "Okay, how did you feel? Did you like him? How will you guys date?" Blah 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 blah. I was like, I didn't really like him. You get, but I was like, hmm. For some reason, I felt intimidated. So I didn't want to say, no, I don't like your cousin and stuff like that. I was like, let me just see where it goes. You get. So the next day, I woke up and she was like, I woke up by 7. And she was like, did he call you? Has he called you already? Back then, I didn't find it weird. But thinking about it now, that was definitely weird. I was like, no, he didn't call you. And she was like, so both of you are dating and he can't even give you an early morning call. First of all, we're not dating. We are not in a relationship. Like, why would I want to date your cousin? What the hell, bro? I just laughed, went to brush my teeth, and that was it. So she kept trying to make sure me and David dated. She would call both of us to hang out, create some sort of fake emergency, and leave us alone. She put in so much effort into making sure me and David were together. I don't care. David did not care. She was the only one that cared. So fast forward, let's just leave. So no, fast forward actually, I made it clear to David that I was not interested in him, and I did not feel the same way that he felt. And he actually took the rejection really really well. He didn't like try to force me. He was like, okay, no issue, no problem. And then I told him, tell your cousin that I don't like you that way. Like I didn't want to tell myself. I was scared. He was like, he would tell her. I shouldn't know what he's going to tell her. I said, okay, good. And I was like, good. He was going to tell her that I don't feel the same way. Tell me why. He told her, and she got mad at me. She got so mad at me. Like, what the actual hell? Really mad at me, and I didn't care anymore. So a few months after that happened, I met another boy. We'll call this boy Michael. So a few months later, I met Michael, and Michael was rich. Okay, Michael, he's a nepo baby. Like if a nepo baby, we have two types of nepo babies. We have nepo babies that can't spend, and we have nepo babies that know how to spend. And Michael was a nepo baby that knows how to spend money. Oh my god, Michael knows how to spend. So I met Michael. I met him during a school orientation, and he's short. I don't like short men. I don't give a damn how rich you are. I don't like short men. So I wasn't really. I met him when I was with another friend. So it was Michael and his friend, and Michael and his friend both wanted my number. But I only gave it to his friend because his friend is tall. But then his friend didn't give my number to Michael. So Michael reached out to me and he was like, he really likes me. He would love to get to know me. Blah, 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 the whole nine. And I said, sure, no problem. What do I have to lose? Let me just. I was still 17. I haven't turned 18 yet. I was like, no problem. Why don't I just, give him a chance and stuff like that? So yeah, I gave Michael a chance. So my other friend and I would go to Michael's house to see Michael and his friend because she was now dating Michael's friend. We would go to Michael's house, and then just to visit Michael and his friend, and we would have so much fun. There was a lot of food to eat. Like Michael is rich, so there was a lot of food. There was always ice cream. We were having so much fun at the house until we were not anymore. So mind you, I wasn't dating Michael at the time. We were still talking, but my friend was dating Michael's friend. So eventually Michael was like, okay, look, I really like you. I want us to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And I told Michael, I would like to think about this, you know. No, I don't like short men. Like I can't no. I was taller than I'm 5'6" and I was taller than him. So I was like, okay, um, let me think about it. And he was like, can we still be seeing each other while thinking about it? Now, mind you, during all those times we were seeing each other, we weren't doing anything. We didn't even kiss once. We're not kissing, we're not hugging, we were not making out. You're not my boyfriend, you have no right to touch me. It's as simple as that. So we're not really doing anything. So I told my friend, I told her, I was like, hey, Mikey asked me out. And she was like, oh, accept so we can be like double dating, like couples and stuff like that. We can go on double dates, like blah, blah, blah. Because she was dating Michael's friend. So I was like, I don't really like Michael, you know, I don't really like short men. I don't really like him. And she said, just do it for the money. Date Michael for the money. And be honest, you like this Michael for the money. And I was like, he does have money. So I thought, okay, fine, maybe I would date him for the money. Maybe, keyword, maybe I would date him for the money. And she was like, okay, we're going to go see them tonight. Let's just go. I said, no problem. That night, we went to Michael's. And you're asking, why am I talking? That's because Michael's story played a big role in what that girl did to me, in what Jay did to me. Michael's story played a fat role in this story. Oh my God, just wait. So we went to see Michael that night. And hmm, Michael, I was using an Android phone back then. Michael was using an iPhone. So I wore this cute little yellow crop top and red trouser. Don't ask me why I wore yellow and red. Don't ask me. So I wore this cute yellow crop top and red trousers. And then we went to see Michael and his friend. We got there. We wanted to do a video, and Michael gave me his phone to use his Snapchat filter to do his video to do the video. And while I promise you, I did not go through his phone. While I was holding that phone, someone sent him a message through iMessage, and she was like complaining bitterly. Like, you don't give me attention anymore, you don't call me, you don't text me, blah 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 blah. And immediately the text came. I think Michael is actually the first guy that I've ever like I've ever how would I put it? He's the first guy that I've gone through this with. Before Michael, I've never like had a problem with holding a guy's phone and then like a message comes in, or I've never gone through a guy's phone or anything. Never before Michael. So the message came in and I showed my friend immediately and she was like, let's go show his phone. And I didn't want to. I was scared, like, what if this boy beats my ass? So I was really scared. I was like, do you think that's a smart idea? And she was like, yes. A girl just texted him asking if this are you done? Bro, I was 17. Unexperienced. Don't blame me. I was like, okay, fine, let's just go through the phone. So we went through the phone. You guys, Michael was in a relationship with this girl for 7 freaking years since they were kids. His mom knows her. He's like, she was threatening to report to his parents if he doesn't act right. This boy had a whole girlfriend in another school for 7 freaking years, and was telling me he was in love with me. Immediately I saw that, I was like, thank God, now I have a reason to reject him. I was happy when I saw that, I'm not going to lie. Was I sad? Yes. But I was like 30% sad, 70% happy. My friend was like, even if he has a girl, forget it, this is for the money. Hell no. Like, don't ever in your life disregard the fact that a man has a girl and go ahead. You will cry. Jesus Christ. I was like, no. I may be dumb. I was dumb, yeah, but I may be dumb at that time, but I'm not going to date who already has a girlfriend. Like, come on. She's like, disregard that. Do it for the money. Do it for the plots. Whatever. I'm not doing anything for the plots. I have never done anything for the plot, and I will never do anything for the plots. So I said, okay, now I have a reason to dump his ass and get out of the house. But she was like, no, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. So I didn't confront him about it. Actually, I didn't confront him. I didn't even give him attitude that night. We just talked. He was playing games with his friend. I was in the room with my friend, and then my friend and I slept off. We had just slept on the same bed. My friend and I slept off. Woke up the next morning. I took a shower, and I was like, I'm leaving. Okay, so just told you lie. So if this clip is darker, that's the reason. So back to my story. I left school the next day. The next day, thank God it was morning because it was a Monday morning and I left. So I was like, I have class, blah blah blah. I left. I didn't care. Okay, so after I left, I kind of ghosted Michael. I stopped picking his calls, stopped responding to his text, everything. And then he started complaining to my friend. And I was like, my friend he talked to me and I was like, you know exactly why I'm snubbing him. Why don't you tell him that, hey, this is what we saw. That's why she's not talking to you anymore. And my friend was like, I think you will have to tell him yourself. This is not something I should tell him. I was like, you're right. I'll tell him myself. So Michael came to school to talk to me about it one night. And we were strolling and he was like, why haven't I been picking his calls? Why don't I reply his text? What's going on? And then I told him, hey, saw a text, we went through your phone. You have a girl, leave me there. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ah God. Anyways, he was like, he's going to break up with her. You you will do what? He was like, he's going to break up with her for me. He's really serious about me, so on and so forth. And I was like, you no, don't do that. And he was like, oh, he just brought the light back. I was like, no, don't do that. And he was like, then what do I want him to do? And I was like, look, we can be friends, we are cool. Like I didn't have feelings for him, so obviously I can be friends with him. Or we can be friends, we can be cool, but do not break up with your girlfriend for me. And my friend, and he was like, no, he doesn't want to be friends with me. He's really serious. He wants to be more than friends. Blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And I was like, no, don't leave your girl. Like, bro, 7 freaking years together. Was it 7 or 5? Anyone, 7 years, 5 years together. Don't. What the hell? Because I also knew he wasn't going to do it. Like, come on. He wasn't going to do it. He was just bluffing. I know. But at the same time, I was like, don't do that. And he said, can we still date now that I know he has a girlfriend? That he's, I remember he was like, I swear to God, I thought I told you that I had a girlfriend. Like, you thought you told me. And he was like, well, okay, now that I know we can still date, he really likes me, he doesn't want to lose me. Bro, peace, bitch. Oh, man, stay away from me. Stay away from man. But anyways, I rejected him. Okay, I rejected him, rejected every relationship advances that he wanted. And I told him just friendship. I remember he said, then we shouldn't talk to each other again. I was like, fine. Guess who texted me that night? Guess who texted me that same night? I didn't say anything. So my phone got really bad, like really, really bad, right? And my roommate didn't know about Michael, mind you. I didn't tell her he's single. I didn't tell her when I met Michael. I didn't tell her all this time I was going to his house. She had no idea that she had no freaking clue about Michael. Nothing. Like absolutely, the only between me and my friend. But my roommates had no freaking clue about Michael. So my phone got really, really bad, and my roommate was like, "She's going home to see her mom. Why don't I just follow her home? Then from there I can get my phone fixed." Her uncle fixes phone, he'll help me out. And I was like, and my phone was really, really, really bad. So I was like, thank God, let's just go. Like, let's just go now. We packed a few things. I think the town was like 30, 40 minutes drive. Packed a few things, we were gone. So we reached the town, and then my phone got fixed. But it didn't get fixed completely. You see how issues, but it was much better than it was before. My phone got fixed, and then I saw like 5 missed calls from Michael. And I came online. And you guys, Nike had written paragraphs, essays on WhatsApp, blasting me. Oh my God, blasting me. He was like, "You can't believe I will ghost him again. He thought we were cool, blah, 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 blah." I just like, chill. I'm no longer in school. I'm in this town. I went to get my phone fixed. And I thought he would be like, oh, sorry, what's wrong with your phone? No, no, no. He was like, how dare you travel to another town without telling me? As what? Ah, Papa, are you my daddy? Are you my Oh my God. Well, how dare you travel from that town to not, and he was from that town. So he was like, how dare you travel to my town without telling me? Blah blah blah. Like he was just talking straight crap. He was just making noise in my ear, literally. And he called me, I refused to pick, and I was like, I'm not going to pick your call when you're in this mood. Like, don't talk to me like this. If you are going to yell at me, if you're going to talk to me, calm down. Do not yell at me. And he didn't, he kept calling, I wasn't picking. And then I had enough. Then no, I waited till like 2 hours later. He called again, and then I picked, and he was still yelling. So I had enough and I blocked him everywhere. I blocked him on WhatsApp, blocked him on Snapchat, blocked his phone number, blocked him. I didn't have time for nonsense. God, I miss being so cold hearted. I miss it. Now I'm so warm and stuff and I hate it. I miss being cold hearted. I have to get back to being that kind of person. Just blocked him everywhere. I did not give a damn about that guy. Stupid. So my roommate and I, Jay and I came back to school and that was when the whole thing started. So Jay started acting weird, you know, started staying out of school, stopped attending classes. Her classmates were always asking me where is Jay. She stopped talking to me. At first, I thought something was going on at home, but nothing was going on. Her mom was still calling me and even asking about her because nobody could find her. Her cousin David was like, "Where did Jay go?" And I was like, "I don't know where Jay is." So Jay would leave school for 2 weeks, and then she would come back. And when I asked, "Hey, where did you go?" She was like, "It's none of your business." Sorry, sorry, Mrs. J, live your life. So I stopped asking. I would watch her leave school for like 2 weeks, come back. She would always be on call with whoever she was talking to for a really long time. I didn't know who the guy was, did not care. Until one day, my friend who I met Michael with, let's give her a name. Let's call her Abigail. So Abigail came to me one day, and Abigail was like, "Are you okay with the guy Jay is dating now?" I was like, "Oh, you mean the guy that she's leaving her entire studies for, like leaving the whole school for 2 weeks, like her course they can't find out anything?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's the guy she's talking about." I was like, "I don't know who the guy is. She hasn't told me who the guy is. She doesn't even talk to me anymore. She comes to school, talks to me whenever she wants, and then she leaves." And then she was like, "She's dating Michael." When I tell you, I was shocked. I was so shocked that I just started laughing. That was I just burst out laughing. I was like, "She's dating who?" Like, "She's dating Michael." Like, she didn't tell you. I was like, if she had told me, would I be acting surprised? So like, how did they meet? How did she and Michael meet? And she was like, she does not know. That she was even shocked when she went to Michael's house and she saw her there. And she was like, "Am I going to confront her?" I said, "No, I'm not going to confront her. I don't care. Like, I don't care." I like, "Does she know about Michael's 7 years girlfriend?" And she was like, she doesn't know. She's not aware if she knows that Michael has a serious girlfriend. And I said, "Okay, let it be like that. I don't care." So before this whole Michael thing happened, my roommates and I used to share everything. I'm talking food, clothes, everything. Except secrets. I don't share secrets ever. I don't have money, I will buy her food. When she has money, she doesn't buy me food. When she doesn't have money, sometimes no, when she doesn't have money, I will buy her food with my last card. When she has money, she has never bought me food ever. Like ever. I remember one time I was really hungry and I texted her. I was like, "Hey, where are you?" She's in cafeteria. Like, "Can you please just buy me jollof rice? Just 500 naira jollof rice. I'll pay you back." And she was like, "Huh, I don't have money, oh." And I remember I had enough. And I was like, "Bro, just last night, I spent my last card getting us dinner. What the hell do you mean by now you don't have money?" I was like, "Eh, no, I don't have money now. Now, what is that?" And that was it. That was the last time I ever. That was even during the whole Michael thing. Yes, yes. That was when she started changing during the whole Michael thing. That wasn't before I knew it was Michael. Like, and the craziest part was that it was as if she could. I feel like Abigail told her that she already told me she was dating Michael because then she started putting whenever she was in school, she would put his calls on loudspeaker and she'll be talking to him and I'll be hearing Michael's voice over the phone. Michael will buy her food. Like he will send her he will send a rider to her house. To our room, sorry. He will buy her breakfast, he will buy her lunch, and obviously she will be in his house for dinner. Michael will always buy her food. She will always be like, "Michael bought it for me. Do you want to eat?" She was rubbing it in my face at how he was sending her money, how he was buying her food, so on and so forth. Mind you, we've not had any conversation about me being okay with her dating Michael. She's not approached me be like, "Hey, this is how I met Michael. Hey, I heard you and Michael have history." Nothing. None of that. All she did was rub Michael in my face. So this whole rubbing Michael situation in my face got annoying. I wasn't jealous. I don't care. But it got really annoying because like, come on, imagine that. Just imagine you were in my shoes and then your roommate just keeps frustrating you over and over. Like she did it so intentional. I remember I would like be arranging the wardrobe and I would touch something and she'd be like, "No, no, don't touch that shit. Make your bosses for me." Come on. So I had enough. So I had enough, and I told Abigail, and I was like, look, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need to get a new room. Because what the hell is this? Like, I wasn't sleeping at night anymore because the night she won't be at his house. She will be in school and the call will be on speaker. Bro, I could not sleep anymore. I did not have peace of mind because whenever I'm in the room, Mike. If I wanted to hear that much about Mikey, I would have dated the freaking Michael. I did not hear any single like it got to a point it was seriously affecting my mental health because like bro, shut up. You can post your gifts, you can flaunt your gifts, but take that call off the speaker phone. I'm trying to sleep. So if it went on, this went on for like 2, 3 months, I think. I don't really know, can't remember, it's been a long time. But it went on for a while. And then all of a sudden, everything crashed. She started sleeping in school more often. And I would ask her, like, hey, aren't you going out tonight? She'd be like, no, I have class tomorrow morning. Well, you didn't care about class when you were on your whirlwind romance with Michael. But I didn't really say anything. I didn't even know like the whole thing crashed. She was just staying in school. They were like, and they were, I want to say there were no more calls because she would leave at night, come back that same night, but then I would be asleep by the time she was back. I would only wake up to see her. I see that she was in the room and I'd be like, oh, maybe in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe she was with Michael. So one night she left the room and I could not sleep that night. So I texted Abigail and I was like, hey, are you in school? I want to take a stroll. I want to stroll around the school. Let's stroll together. And Abigail was like, no, she's not in school. I can just stroll alone and stuff like that. She was like, what about Jay? And I was like, I don't know where Jay is. She's not here. Maybe she went to see Michael. And she was like, Michael with two question mark. I was like, yeah, Michael. She sent me a thumbs up. I didn't think much about it. So I went to stroll. So while I was strolling, I saw Jay with her cousin David. I saw Jay and David together. They didn't talk to me. David didn't even bother saying hi. Nobody said hi to me. They passed me by like they didn't know who I was. And I passed them by too. Did not care. I kept strolling. Guess who I saw down the road? Michael. So I was like, oh, so maybe she went to meet Michael and she was coming back with Jay. But no, but I didn't really care. I kept strolling. So Michael stopped me. He was like, hey, excuse me. You and God will punish you. You're not getting any attention from me. I didn't even answer him. I just left. And he kept calling me, was like, Ada, Ada, Ada. Did not reply him. I left. And he was still blocked on every platform, mind you. So after that, he saw me. I knew he was going to text me. I just knew he was going to text me. And guess what? An unknown number texted me. Literally, I just knew he couldn't resist the charm. I mean, look at his face card. Come on. I'm just joking. But I knew he was gonna text me that night. I just because we were on no contacts for months. He was blocked on everywhere for months. Okay. I wasn't going to unblock him for no freaking reason. I don't care. But that night, an unknown number texted me, and the number was like, "Please unblock me. Let's talk." I didn't. I took a screenshot, sent to Abigail, and I was like, "Guess who's back?" And she laughed, and she was like, "Unblock him and hear him out." But I know he's just boyfriend now. I'm not going to unblock him. It's none of my business. I'm not Jay. I'm not going to be with a guy that my friend has history with. So Abigail was like, me and her need to talk. She will come to school the next day and we'll talk. I was like, okay, cool, fine. The next day, Abigail comes to school. We talk. And then she told me that Michael dumped Jay. He literally kicked her out of his house. I'm not even joking. She told me the whole story, which I'm not going to get into because I want to make this video way too long. But she told me that yeah, Michael kicked Jay out and they were no longer together. And I was like, oh, so that is why he's trying to talk to me now. Oh, so he won't. Oh, I got so disgusted. I got so freaking. How is it that I reject you? You go after my roommates, you date my roommate, you spoil my roommate, you dump my roommate, and you think I would accept you back? Me, Emiada. Okay, okay. So I was like, oh, so that's why she's trying to talk to me now. And she was like, just unblock him. I came out. And I was like, no, I'm not. And she said, okay. So that night, Abigail was in school and we decided to stroll. We went to buy snacks and strolled. So we strolled and we met Abigail's boyfriend, Michael's friend. And I was like, yeah, how could I be that dumb? Of course, Michael is here. Before I could even like complete that thought, Michael came out looking so innocent and timid. And he was like, hey, Ada, hi. And I was like, what? He was like, can we stroll and talk, just the both of us? I said, no. We have nothing to talk about. And Abigail was like, come on now, hear him out. Even his friend was like, come on now, Ada, hear him out. But you know what? Sure. Why don't we stroll and talk? And Abigail was already living with her boyfriend. So Michael and I strolled. Guess what this boy told me? You will not believe what this boy told me. He said, okay, first of all, I didn't date Jay because I liked her. I dated her because I wanted to get under your skin. No, no, like rewind. So apparently, ladies and gentlemen, this man approached Jay to talk to me, right? He approached, like, he was begging Abigail to talk to me, but Abigail was like, Ada is so done with you. She doesn't want to talk to you. If I talk to Ada, she's not going to listen. So just give up on her. And he refused. He did not want to. So he decided that he was going to approach my roommate to talk to my roommate to help talk to me, obviously. So according to him, he approached Jay to talk to her and was like he took Jay's number and he would always text her. He was showing me all the chats. He was showing me all the text. And he was texting Jay and he was like, what did Ada say? And she'll be like, "Ah, Ada is still being stubborn. Ada doesn't want to talk to you. She hates you. She says she's never unblocking you. Mind you, Jay never ever spoke to me about Michael. She didn't even tell me that, hey, look, Michael wants to talk to you. Michael is talking to me to beg you. Like she never ever. I didn't even know she knew Michael till I found that they were dating. He was showing me all this, like the text messages between them, and she was telling him that she spoke to me and I don't want to date him. I was like, that I'm so stubborn that she even thought that he knew we were going to another town. She didn't even know who Michael was at the time. She was like, Ada is too stubborn. I've begged her. I've spoken to her. Look, just give up on her and find another girl. She never told me Michael was begging her. And Michael told her exactly what happened. He told her, yes, I found out he already had a girlfriend and then I blocked his ass. And she was like, and he told her that he said he was going to break up with his girlfriend to date me. And she was like, yeah, she told Ada this part. And Ada was like, to hell with him and his girlfriend. Oh my Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God. I say I was reading this chat and I didn't even know how to feel. I wasn't sad. It was kind of like heartbreak. So let's just say, imagine I actually liked Michael. Imagine I liked him. And I feel like she thought I liked Michael. That was why she did all of this. I thought that was my first thinking. I was like, maybe she thought I liked him because I never really told her about Michael. So Michael showed me the whole chat. And then while I was reading the chat, I noticed that it got to a point where Michael stopped asking her to talk to me on his behalf. And then she started texting Michael. I was like, can we see? Can we meet up? Can we stroll? Are you coming to school? Like obviously the boy has money. She's trying to get a piece of that. I know that. She always texts Michael, can we meet? Can we talk? Can we talk things out? Blah 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 blah. And Michael sometimes he'll say yes, sometimes he'll say no. And he was like, yes, that was the point that she wanted him, and that was why they dated. That he never liked her, so on and so on. I was like, so why were you spoiling her? Like, come on. You never liked her, you were spoiling her, sending her all the money, taking her shopping. He was like, and she needed to. I'm like, bro, look, I don't care. Honestly, you will not date my roommate. Try to come back into my life and think it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. And he was like, he knows he messed up, so on and so forth. And then that was it. I made it clear to him. I don't even want friendship anymore at this point. At first, I was like, okay, we can be friends, we can hang out, but no. I told him, Samara, I don't want friendship. I don't want anything with you. And he was like, please just unblock me first. I said, fine. I unblocked him. And that was it. Unblocked him, left him there. And Abigail was like, so how did we talk? And I told her everything that we talked about. I was like, I'm not interested in him that way, and we're keeping it at that. And she was like, okay, cool. Now, mind you, Jay was not aware that Michael and I met up and had this conversation. She wasn't aware at all. But eventually she found out. I don't know how to today. I think Abigail told her, maybe she and Michael spoke. I don't know. But she found out and she came to meet me and she was like, so are you going to date? Are you going to date him? I said, no. After what he did to you, like, come on, no. I'm going to date someone that will play my roommate like that. Like, come on. And she was like, am I for you? I said, yes, I'm not going to date Michael. She was like, okay, thank you, whatever, whatever. But at this point, I was tired of the friendship. I didn't want to be friends with her anymore. I just wanted to finish that semester and move to another level, move to another room. So I didn't really care about her anymore. So she told So later on, she told David, her cousin, that he should try to ask me out again. She went back to trying to pair me and David together, and I did not care. I did not want to date David. She kept trying, she kept trying, she kept trying, and I kept saying, no, I'm not interested in dating you, in dating David, not you and David, in dating David. She kept trying. So at this point, that was when I stopped hanging with her and I stopped hanging with David. I just stopped talking to both of them. I would only talk to her if she spoke to me first. Apart from that, I never hung out with David one on one anymore. I never hung out with her one on one anymore. I kept it strictly professional. So that was it actually. And then we started, and then we had this new roommates move in. Not really a roommate, my classmate actually moved in. We'll call her Pamela. Pamela moved in, and guess what she started trying to do? Started trying to get Pamela to date her cousin, David. David ended up essaying Pamela, and she supported David. And when I tried, and I was awake when the essay happened, I was fully awake when the essay happened. So when I tried to be a witness for Pamela, she accused me of being jealous because I once liked David. How does your cousin SA your friend? Pamela was a friend first before she became my friend. How does your cousin SA your friend? And then me being your roommate, I witnessed everything. And you are telling me I'm trying to support your friend. How can you not support your own friend? I know he's a cosmocom. If God forbid, my brother SA is a girl, 100% supporting the girl, 100% supporting the girl. How can your brother SA a friend and then you accuse us of lying? And that was when I was like, this girl is demonic. This girl is going to forever be a devil. Like that was the last straw for me. After that, the same as I wasn't even over and I moved out because I couldn't take it anymore. I literally moved. Like there were so many things that happened that I'm not even saying because this video is going to be like 4 hours long. But that girl destroyed my mental health. I'm not even joking. Oh my god, that whole the essay thing was what like the SA thing was the last straw. That was it. Like her cup was already overfilled. I was done with the friendship, with everything. And then I moved into Pamela until the end of that freaking semester. And I never spoke to her anymore. She did try. A few years later, actually, she tried getting the friendship back on track. She texted me on WhatsApp, texted me on Snapchat, but I wasn't giving her the time of day. And now she's a baby mama. So I guess she's living her best life now. But anyways, that is the end of my story for today. And yeah, I think I'll do more story time because a lot of crazy things have happened to me. A whole lot. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.